your time has come. This is our kingdom today.
Who are the fools who would dare threaten me?
Dragon can fall. We'll slay you with our mighty sword. Dragon can fall. Your heart will soon be ours. Dragon can fall. You are the beast we're training for.
We are the party who dare threaten you.
We have no fear of your ancient power. Your weapon fire will not make us cower. We're here to tell you that the spells I'll cast you will not last the night.
You are the fools who will now feel my wrath.
Dragon can fall. We'll slay you with our mighty sword. Dragon can fall. Your heart will soon be ours. Dragon can fall. You are the beast we're training for.
We are the party who now will fight back.
Quick, grab the magic bow. All distracted. You'll never defeat me, dragon.
Prepare to meet your doom.
Dragon can fall. We slayed him with our mighty swords. Dragon can fall. His heart will now be ours. Dragon can fall. He was the beast we're training for.
We are the party who claim victory.
From the depths of the dungeons to the tavern brawls, save the king, killed the giant. We've been through it all. I could fill up a tome, but you're not coming home. Well, we all saw it happen. We're the ones you saved. Gonna light you a candle. Gonna tell your tale by the light of the moon. We'll remember you, dying a hero. Tried to help you with that diamond, but it wouldn't save your soul. On that fateful day, the evil wizard came. Now everybody in this realm is singing out your name. Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane? Our adventures together went to hell and back. Spent the day slaying dragons and escaping traps, but massive damage is done. Now you're really gone. But we'll remember you, dying a hero. sitting out there in the astral plane. Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane?
Hello and welcome to Office Hours. I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. It's me, Devin. I'm excited to be here and chat with you, give you some updates, talk to you about some news, some new features, and of course, do our general Q&A. We have a bunch of fun new stuff to go over. Oh, I didn't hold up a game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, I need a. It's got to be a tabletop game. There's something on that shelf. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll do a Call of Cthulhu one today. All right, hold on. All right, let's do that again. Yes, this looks fun. Oh, hello there. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just reading about this Call of Cthulhu starter set because I was thinking about learning to play it, which is actually a great segue into a new feature recently launched on StartPlaying, which is called StartPlaying Learn to Play Quiz, which is one of the many things we'll be talking about today. Shivek, thank you so much for reminding me. Video's choppy. No, it can't be. I'm hardwired. I got fiber. The fast.com says I'm at 200. What is it? I'm at all the megabits per second. Oh, curses. Okay. We have a bunch we want to go over today. So I will go ahead and start pulling up my notes. So first things first, if you want to come, or if you're going to be at any of the following conventions, that's where we will be next month. We will be at Gamma in Louisville the first week of March, and then we'll also be at what is it? Emerald City Comic Con after that. So those will be where we'll be this this month. So I wonder if there's something I can do to make the audio better. Oh. Should I just do this? Is this better? Maybe it's because I'm using such a nice camera. No, this looks like it's just as bad. Classic office hours. Can't just get one office hours with high-speed internet working the right way. Okay, well, whatever, we'll fix that next time. We'll try to do the best we can because we got audio. Oh, when it gets smaller, it stops lagging. Oh. How about that? Make me a little smaller. Womp womp. Let's see. Okay. Maybe that works. All right, maybe that's better. Fingers crossed. Nope. Oh, how silly. let's even. There we go. Okay. Well, hopefully that holds and makes things a little bit better. How silly. Okay. Hopefully the audio holds up. The audio is perfect. Something OBS, yeah. Let me try one more thing. Okay. So that's where we're going to be for conventions. We'll go ahead and continue to move on. New features that we're working on that I wanted to cover with everyone. We're going to be launching a new feature called Online Now Status. We've noticed a lot of players have been trying to find a GM that they want to. Essentially, they're trying to find a GM for tonight. They're trying to find a GM for tomorrow. They're trying to find a GM right away that they want an answer for. And this came out of the idea that they're looking for someone that is looking for a game master that they can get an instant answer from. And so the online GM or online now status is if someone's like, hey, I want to just talk to a game master who is online right now, they can filter by that because they're looking for that GM that they can get an answer from immediately. So that is one of the new features we're gonna. I think I fixed it. Okay, cool. Thank goodness. So online status, now you'll be able to turn this off if you don't want to have your status displayed. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to display my status, you can turn it off. And then I believe we're working right now on there might be like a green and a yellow and then an offline. But that is one of the features that we're working on. We believe it's going to lead to being able to, the people who, because I think we see a lot of players do this where they message like 15 GMs and they're just trying to get an answer right away because they're trying to find a solution for today or for tonight. And this is hopefully for that. So that is what online status is for. Niche systems. This is another feature we're working on. We have a lot of GMs who ask us to add new VTTs or specific software to our platforms. And it makes sense because you, the GM, want to make sure you tell your players all the things they need to sign up for. There's a whole section in the game listing of like, this is the platforms you need. So maybe you're running Mothership and you want to use the Mothership app, right? The companion app. It's silly though to have that as part of the drop down in search because that's only going to apply to like 6 games. And that's going to clutter up that filter in search. Most people aren't also looking for that as a platform. Like platforms are rarely ever used, and most platforms are for like the 4 big things. They're for the most prominent VTTs. So people aren't looking for niche VTTs, but GMs need to be able to clearly define the software that they're using in their games. And at the same time, like only 6 GMs use Blue Jeans to run their games. Having Blue Jeans from the dropdown is just taking up exactly what this other feature we're working on. But we're working on a few features that can help speed up the approval process for not applications, for templates. So hopefully getting templates approved in under 12 hours, maybe under 6 for more GMs. And so this is a process that we're working on and exploring. But we don't really know what the path forward is on that. Right now we're doing some research on that. Accordions. Right now when you go and you look at the site on mobile, let me bring this up. All right. The filters on mobile are fine, but the thing is, there's so many of them. It's difficult when you're brand new because you're met with so many filters that are all expanded. We're going to be moving to an accordion for any of our dialogue filters so that you can see that you can look essentially at a glance without having to scroll. These are the things you can filter for: schedule, vibe, game system, platform, etc. Which is great. Oh, lost audio. Huh. Sound go out for anyone? I can hear? Okay, great. Audio never dropped. Okay, let's see. Accordions, great. Let's see. Discount codes. So we got some new discount codes that have launched, or a new feature around discount codes. This is right now limited just to the discount codes that StartPlaying is releasing. We're going to see how these work. We did a few of these. Discount codes will probably replace your referral code. So you, the GM, in the future will say, oh, use my referral code Eric10 instead of using like click my link to get $10 in credit. Which is, we think will be easier because you're just adding something to checkout. We know that there's this kind of problem of like clicking two links and trying to get people to go through two paths to get to yours. So the idea of being able to use a discount code as the referral, we think is really powerful. Let's see. We could talk about that later. Kids games, new merch, learn to play quiz. Okay, learn to play quiz. I think a lot of you have already seen the learn to play quiz. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Okay. So this Learn to Play quiz has started, and it is a great tool where people can go in here and say, like, I want to play this game on the 18th. What time works best? Afternoon. When can you start? I can play at 4. What's the size of your party? If you don't have anyone else in your party, it's just you. It creates a listing so that other people can join the game. So it's just you and a friend. And then I choose like what virtual tabletop do I want to play. If I have no preference, I keep going. I can tell the GM that I'm really into tactical crunchy games. I can say, hey, my ideal GM is really cool and sets the mood. And then I like Fantasy High. And then boom, this gives me a recap, and I can go and hit submit. And it goes and it creates a checkout for me. What this generates is it creates a bounty, and the bounty board looks like this. Bounty board is essentially just a place where GMs can see, like, oh, hey, I want to check out this game. They can click on it, click claim. They can see the details and say, I'll run this game. Some other things that happen here, though, is if we go back. Go to find games. Other ways you can enter this is, let's say I want to play Mothership. Oh, we don't have one for Mothership yet. Let's say we want to play, say, Alien the role-playing game. there is an interstitial that shows up right here. So this is another way that a player could enter this quiz feature. And then the last way, I showed you the home page, and I showed you search, is the actual landing page is here. So maybe if I'm on the Shadow Dark landing page, there's also this Learn to Play Shadow Dark CTA that exists here. So these are all the different ways that you can enter the Learn to Play quiz. The Learn to Play quiz, of course, creates these bounties, and these bounties are for GMs to claim. Right now, it's only open to a select group of GMs based off of quality metrics. We are slowly kind of expanding to more and more GMs. But expanding to all game systems has been very successful really early on. We've seen a lot of GM adoption actually, but we're going to see how it continues. We're probably also going to be looking into some ways to find more pointed entry points so we can put marketing spend behind it. Let's see. Let's see, question. Neil Zupe. Oh, also, if you do have a question and you're new here, remember you type question in all caps and then your question, and I'll go ahead and read it out. If we're going to be shown as online, is there any chance of getting push notification to improve our response times? So there actually is a current, and I think I talked about this at the last office hours. We are working on a few research projects to look at Discord notifications, SMS notifications, and push notifications, and which one of those paths seem like the best technological choice for the biz. Let's see, question. Well, more of a comment, but D&D 5e and through 5 are basically look the same. Okay. Adam Hembeck, this question was asked just before audio tanked. Filtering out options would be good. Some people's systems can't handle Foundry well. Adam Henbeck, I don't understand. That's not a question. What is the question? When you're going through the quiz, you select which VTT you want to play. And here's the thing. So the big thing is, from our research, people who are not playing D&D usually have a preference of VTT they want to play. People that are brand new to the hobby usually want to learn to play D&D, and they are the ones that have no preference, or they don't really have a strong understanding of virtual tabletop. But what we call tabletop tailors, people who have played D&D or any type of tabletop game, usually do have a preference in VTT style of some sort. Let's see. What else do we got? The new merch launched. I think you all saw the new merch. It's pretty cool. I like it. Let's see. I don't actually have it. Oh, do I have any on this computer? Yeah. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? So good. And then, of course, the unicorn. So that new merch is out. Let's see what else. Dumbzilla, can you let players filter out a VTT? For example, some players don't want Foundry. Yeah, they could just filter. Yeah, if you're talking about filtering out, you could just not select it when you're on search. So I will show you how that works. So if I don't want to play on Foundry, while we don't have a good way to filter out on Foundry, I think we still have multi-select here, but I could be wrong. Let me double check. Yeah, so we have multi-select. So kind of like select all the ones you want and exclude the ones you don't. But there's only like so many VTTs, right? But exclusion just creates more complexities than is really required for our search. And most of our players have never expressed desire for excluding platforms. It's kind of never been a pain point for them. So that's why we haven't had to put any energy into it. It's also, platforms is one of the smallest filter usages. So the juice really isn't worth the squeeze. But because you have multi-select, it really kind of doesn't make that as necessary, because you can select, I think, up to 5 or 8 platforms that you want to see through rather than just one. Okay. Bitbloke, do games that use AI art do any better or worse than game listings that use non-AI art? Games that use non-AI art from surveying and player interviews have seemed to do better with the largest demographic of our player base. We do see with some of our older demographic doesn't really mind AI art on their listings, but most of our like millennial, Gen X, and Gen Z are usually they usually try to filter. They filter that out like visually, like they don't even click on those, and they've kind of expressed it like then they see that they like usually sway away from it. But when they see like unique art that like usually kind of commissioned or something like that, that's usually what they're more drawn to. Okay, let's see. Dream Sleeper question: when selecting time of day on it, what time zone does it use? It uses your local. It's always use your local time zone. Question: also curious about SVG's stance on Discord's digital ID push. Yeah, we actually there's a few questions about that. We'll go ahead and cover that at the end too, because that's one from our inbox as well. Will Bounty Board open up to all GMs in the future? No, it will not open up to all GMs. If you are a brand new GM and you join StartPlaying, you will not get instant access to the Bounty Board. You'll have to prove that you are a good GM on the platform, that you are a good steward of your players, that you're showing up, that not every GM will just get access to it. So you'll have to have a proven track record on the platform to get access to it. But we will continue opening up to more and more GMs. Ferris Wolven, maybe this has been asked before, but is there a way to specify the specific day for biweekly scheduling? No. The thing is, there's such a small percentage of folks that are looking for biweekly. We haven't tackled this problem yet. We know it's a specific problem. We will eventually, but it's just such a small subset. Like we just haven't prioritized it yet. Right now, we say in the recruiting notes that's a great place to talk about it. Like, but the other thing is like once people sign up, we realize most players we've interviewed, they don't have a biweekly schedule currently. They say that I can play biweekly, but they don't already have like something that they can't do every other week. So when they sign up for a biweekly, they're just saying like, I just can't commit to weekly, but I can commit to either or week. Let's see. Aeon Voom question: I just checked the Bounty Board and there are people requesting non-D&D games, but we can only create templates for D&D. How's that working? Nope, you can create templates for up to 61 different game systems for the Learn to Play quiz. Waffle House question: can you guys attempt to get more art for games not provided by the art folder? I couldn't find anything for WildSea, and I love a real banner for it. Waffle House, one of the great things you can do is you can go to ArtStation, you can go to a lot of these wonderful places. You can reach out to artists, and you can ask their permission to use their art. A lot of GMs do that. They say, hey, I love your art. I would love to use it on my listing. There's a place where you can credit them and link to it. It's a great way to do it. All the publishers we work with are always happy to use it, but not every publisher has relinquished their use. If you have someone over at WildSea that wants to let us use their art, we're more than happy to. How is the research going for kids games? I sent some questions about the interview, but never heard back. I went ahead and interviewed the family I play with and sent it in though. Oh, that's wonderful, Nina. Thank you so much. I believe Gab is just swamped. We've talked to over 100 parents and been doing just like so much research into this. It's been going great. I'm gonna be doing a whole coverage over this after we get through some of these questions. I'm wanting to eventually provide stock art of my own creation to the community. Any way to submit you all? There's always a bunch of niches that I can use. Dreamsliver, yes. There is a community folder that we're opening. The big thing about the community folder is we will not police it, so we will not moderate it. If people use it in a way that you did not want intended, we cannot let our admin team have to then start policing that on top of all the other artwork. So it's kind of like the community can use it, but you kind of have to like let it be open to be used however the community chooses to use it. If you're open to that, then that folder is great for it. Otherwise, you might want to have a different solution. But it's one of those things where my admin team only has so many hours in the week, and I can't add another hour of policing usage. of community resource art when there's really, really important things I have to have them focus on that's keeping the community safe, and a lot of these other scaling things that impact so many GMs. So if you're okay with that, then absolutely. How's 2025 looking numbers-wise? How many players, how many DMs, how many revenue did GMs make? How does this look compared to 2024? Admiral Adventures. I can say without a doubt 2025 was the best year on StartPlaying's history. But I can say also without a doubt January was the best year on record, or the best month on record. In just the last 6 months of StartPlaying has been phenomenal. We are seeing tremendous growth. It's fantastic. It's a lot of, again, our big plan was to do 1x, 2x, 3x projects that kind of build on themselves. And that's what we've been focused on. We're really excited about kids games, but again, like we aren't going to ignore the core product. We've kind of grown the team so we can kind of focus on multiple verticals at the same time. Let's see. Any plans on creating some sort of channel for SPG artists to advertise their commission services for GMs? Link, yes, that actually is something that we have kind of on our back channel. Probably not till 2027 though. We have a lot of big initiatives this year and we need to get through those first, kids games and in person, and those are really top of mind for us. But 2027, if you find me in person and you let me buy you a drink at any of the conventions this year, I'll tell you about some of the really fun projects we have for 2027. But the idea of coming up with a solution for artists, because I think there are not a lot of good solves for it. I think Fiverr, I think a lot of the tools that exist out there are not good solutions. I think when you go to Threads and you say, hey, I'm looking for an artist, and you get flooded with bots, I think there's just, and I think also artists are constantly being scammed themselves and people are stealing from them. I think there's a great solution that can be made inside the StartPlaying ecosystem. And so I would love to find a way to connect artists and dungeon masters for all sorts of commissions, for thumbnails, for their party. I think it seems like a natural synergy. But again, I really want to make sure I focus on our core product that's going to grow the wallets of our GMs as much as possible before I kind of expand into those ancillary aspects. But you're reading my mind. I think it's a fantastic product line, and I think it makes sense because I think there's a lot we can do to help artists. Not only like make sure that they're getting paid, but also make sure that we can actually connect them with people who want their art and find a way to get more artists paid. Just the same way you did with GMs. We made it really easy to get GMs paid. Let's see. Devin, hoodie, please. Lol, JK. I think I recognize that name. Yes, I think someone sent you a draft order, but I will look in case that didn't go out. Okay. Let me go ahead and look into what do we got here. Best January ever, new merch, learn to play quiz, discount codes, speed your approvals, kids games. Okay. We're still moving full steam ahead on kids games. We probably won't be launching this until sometime in Q2. We are right now working on a lot of like the data side of integrating with some third-party platforms, and still doing a lot of user interviews, talking to a lot of parents, talking to some GMs who already run games for kids. We're learning so much through parents and things that they really want and things that they desire. One of the things we notice is there's, as we kind of like look at like what is out there, what is everyone else doing? There's a lot of boutique services that are doing kids games, but they're also, unfortunately, they're not hitting compliance, which is something that we think is not, it's necessary, right? It's compliance, it's important, but it's important for a reason. When we think about compliance, we look at like what has the most stringent compliance, and let's use that as our template. So California, out of all the states, has the most stringent compliance for minors and things like that. So we use that as our template. So that's kind of one of the ways we approach things. But still, we're doing a lot of research. We're looking at a lot of tools and talking to a lot of experts. I'm talking a lot of like other founders who've built either services or marketplaces that serve for kids, things that like, chess coaching for kids or language teaching or other type of educational programs that are online services for kids, about how they've run their systems, how they vet their teachers, their programmers, etc. And it's really enlightening, and it's really helping guide a lot of our decisions. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, bronze. The idea. I mean, that's kind of been one of our things since day one. I mean, that's actually not since day one. Since we brought in one of our ops manager, she's fantastic, and her kind of guiding thought is use the strictest and use that as your principle. And that's why also like we have such a fantastic ops managers, because like I default to her because she has such good philosophies on these things and such good playbooks for compliance and looking at these operations and these systems. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to talk quickly about player-driven bounties. And then I'm going to talk about questions that came in from folks that couldn't make it. And then we'll do a more general Q&A. Okay. Player-driven bounties. Player-driven bounties. Imagine a player comes to the site and they say to themselves, gee golly, I really would love to play this game. I would love a campaign of Star Wars where we were a bunch of smugglers, but no one's running this game on Tuesday. So I guess there's nothing I can do. But wait, there's a button here. What's this button do? They click it. What kind of game do you want? Well, I want to play Star Wars by Fantasy Flight Games. Oh, that's wonderful. And I want to play as a smuggler, and I want this campaign to happen on Tuesdays, and I want to play it at 7 p.m. And how much do I want to spend? I want to play $25 for my seat, and I want to play weekly. No, I want to play bi-weekly. And I don't have any friends, but I want to meet people and play this game. Oh, and I want a GM who's really good at VTTs because I love VTT. And a few other things that would be very important to me because I really love Roll20, so that's important too because I want to play on Roll20. And this is what I would love. And then I hit submit. And then somewhere on the bounty board is a little new type of bounty, a player bounty of sorts. GMs can then see this bounty and they can hit submit and they can send over their own adventure. And that player can get maybe 5, maybe 10 adventures to review to see which one they would like to book. Maybe it's 3 to 5, but this player can have GM submit adventures saying like, hey, I would run this. The GM isn't sending messages. The GM is just sending an adventure. The player then can review these and say, you know what, this adventure looks really fun. This GM looks like the right fit. I'm going to book this one. And they can click book. The adventure's created, and now it exists on the site, and they've signed up. This is the idea of something called player-driven bounties. This is something that we're tinkering with and exploring for some time in Q1. Now, the idea is GMs would have to have the availability, and you come across it and you would see it, but maybe only so many GMs could submit their pitch for this game. But the idea is the GM can't lowball it, right? If the player says, I'm willing to pay $25 for it, then that's what the game that you pitch has to be. The idea is also there's no conversation here. We realize that when conversations start, that's when the pitch of a game breaks down. What happens really well on StartPlaying is when an adventure is in front of a player and they love that adventure, that's when they book. So having that player see adventures that interest them, getting it in front of them, makes it that much more likely to book. This is something that we're putting to paper and we're exploring. This is kind of like the rough outline. There's more to come on it, but this is the idea of a player-driven bounty. Let's see. Is there a noticeable difference in the success of games that start with 3 versus 4 players? No, not really. Uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it seems like spec work, but if you have that adventure, you send that over. But also, you don't have to, right? The idea is these are players who want something, and if it's not something you want to pitch, you don't have to. The problem is there's players that are going on to places like Reddit and Discord right now saying, this is what I want to play. Or they're saying, like, this is what I'm interested in doing, this is my availability. But there's no way, if they come to the site and they don't see what they want, there's no way for them to tell us, you don't have what I need. They can go and they could find a GM and say, hey, GM, will you run this game? But there's no way to do that. But if they can say, this is what I want, and the GM can put it in front of them and they can do that book, that's that much closer to a new game being run. Crazy but true, you can just say that something's not for you. If you're going to do background checks for kids' games, how will you handle that for foreign GMs? We probably won't in the very beginning. We probably won't have foreign GMs when we start. We'll probably have to partner with a firm or a company when we expand to foreign GMs that does those background checks. But right now, we'll be working with, I forget the company, but it's the leader here in the US for background checks. That will be able to help us at scale doing background checks for US GMs. And that will give us everything from criminal to a bunch of other state and local, which helps out a lot. But we would have to find another solution if we're going to be doing international. And when we roll that out, kind of depends on the success of kids games. But there's a lot of other stuff on kids games that we're like looking into. Drakeen, fantastic advertising. Is translating to more traffic in games? Yes, we just had the best month in the company's history. Let's see. Ari question, new merch is awesome. Previously mentioned a rerun of old merch. Is there a chance of that coming this year? Yes, probably early Q2, late Q1. Let's see. How do we access bounty boards? If it's available now, just join stream. Bounty board is only available to a beta GMs, a beta access group of GMs, and it'll be rolled out to more as it grows. Okay. Let's see. Let me open up. Okay, we got some more questions from GMs. We've seen an uptick in spam messages. How is StartPlaying going to handle that? Glambard. This is actually, I missed this one. This is an older question. And I believe you've probably noticed us handling that a lot more efficiently. I think raise your hand if you've got a notification of a message and then you've gone there and the message is already gone. It's because we've already found that spammer. It's a constant battle with scammers. We're constantly trying to build new tools to find spammers who are finding ways around our tools. So it is an arms race, really. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen like the empty message and like, what happened here? It's because we found a spammer and we got rid of them. We have a lot of auto detection tools. We're starting to create things that like when an account is created, we're finding ways to like delete that account before it even starts. So our team is very sophisticated and they're creating some great tools. I don't want to say too much about what we do because I don't want also a spammer out there to find ways around it, but we're continuing to always find ways to kind of button up our system to prevent more spammers. Let's see. Next question. Do listings with hand-drawn versus Shutterstock versus digital art do better or worse? I'm trying to improve my images to improve players joining, and I want to do my own art. However, making art as detailed as cover art folder is very time-consuming. Looking for advice. Art with emotion is typically what we've heard. Oh, did I get disconnected? What we've heard is that art with emotion typically does much better than anything else. So landscapes, not as good. landscapes often fall short. But art with people in it is usually very successful. So something to keep in mind. Okay. Let's see. How can we balance posting learn to play one shots with 3 being the optimal number of open games? Well, hopefully the bounty board is kind of what would help with that. But this question is like one of the things I've said is an ideal number of open games is around 3 open games. But that is always kind of changing, right? Sometimes you want to have more open games, but the idea is the more 0-seat open games you have, it doesn't look as good to a player who's coming to your table. So try to really focus in on running a few games at a time, really building up those games, and then expanding from there. Let's see. LC Redux, that's why I went into the other aspect of things where you really want to focus on those few games and you want to expand from there. You don't want to just what I would call spray and pray. When you really dial in and you focus on a few and you expand from there and you get a few healthy tables, that's one of the best ways to have a long-term healthy community, which then is what's going to show those quality metrics that's going to get you into a bounty board program. It's going to show that you have a really impactful role as a GM. Let's see. Okay, next question. How many users are wanting Japanese as a language? Are there any plans to expand more into Japan? We'll be we actually added the language filter on search. I think on Monday, and so we'll wait to see. Right now, people can search by language for games, and we're going to see what languages get searched by the most. Right now, almost 0.01% of GMs have different languages on their templates. Almost every GM has their template in English. I went and looked, and there's like 20 templates that are in Spanish, and then there's like 5 in German, and there's like 2 in Japanese. So there's not a lot of GMs who are offering games in other languages, but we've now, but there also is a lot of people that are filtering for GMs in different languages. So that's really popular. But we've now launched the language filter in search. So I'm really excited to see like how that gets used. Let's see. Last office hours, you mentioned a Spanish event this year. I'd like to volunteer to run an onboarding webinar in Spanish in preparation for that month. Do you think that'd be doable? I definitely think I think that would be wonderful, Nina. As we start to figure out more about how that event's going to shape up, I would love to reach out to you in Discord. Fair's Woven, I think that's applicable, but if you have a game sitting in there for 20 plus days with no feedback on it, if the time is wrong or day is wrong, spray and play is the easier way for newer GMs. I'll tell you this from what we've seen in numerous user interviews. When a player looks at a GM's profile and they see all these empty games, it is a huge, they usually wonder like why no one is joining these games, because it amplifies the fact that no one's in these games. When there's only a few, it more shows like this is a new GM. So that is something to keep in mind. You're more than welcome to use whatever strategy you want. These are just part of the 99 tips that we've explored and we've learned through all the user interviews and the research and the data we've collected over time. BitBloke question, to add onto the language question, is there any way to add videos to our listings? I want to do a game in British Sign Language, and having the ad would be language would be great. We thought about adding the videos to profiles. One of the problems is we're hesitant. We're going to launch videos on the kids' profiles first, where GMs have videos, and use that as the testing ground. The big problem is there's so many GMs that are just going to be at a disadvantage because they can't create a good video. And there's so many GMs that will run a great game, but they won't make a good video, and that will probably deter people from booking for them. So it's kind of like we release a feature that you might make a great video, but you might not be you might not be as good of a GM, but you're making a great video. And so it kind of is this, this catch-22 where you now have to create this good marketing for yourself in this video where you might not have that skill set. But if you don't have it, no one will book you because it becomes the norm to see that. And so that is the kind of a tricky thing that we're trying to dance upon. Is there a way to require players to list an age or range when they make an account? It's really helpful to know in advance, especially if someone is a minor. Ace the GM, minors can't have accounts on StartPlaying. It's against the terms of service. When you book a game, you have to click and confirm that you're 18 years or older. If someone is a minor, then they've broken the terms of service. Would be great if plates could see the games we have run or running now but are full. Question, would be great if plates could see the games we have run or are running but now are full. Dumbzilla, I don't know what that means. What plates? Would be great if plates could see the games that we have run or running now are full. Plates mean player. Be great if players could see the games we have run or running now. Oh, yes, we actually tried that. It failed. It ended up in, we've tried this a few times. It was A/B test. We tried showing like, oh, you can actually see GM's full games. It resulted in a huge downtick in bookings. Essentially, players like, well, I don't want to book any of their open games. I want to book in one of their full games. But since all their full games are full, I don't want to book in any of their games. It became the grass is greener on something they can't have. And so that's why we ended up not launching that. It was bad news bears, unfortunately. Dungeon Master Josh, because you have to be 18 to have an account on StartPlaying. So the parent who is booking has to be 18 or older. But they can, and they, you know, they can, they actually do the booking. My glasses are MI, sorry. Oh, no worries. Okay. Let me see. All right. We also have something else. Oh, let me show you. We have another new merch coming, which I can show you guys, show you all. Let's see. Okay. All right. Upload this. Sorry, let me find it. All right, there you go. Wrong one. Where'd that go? Let's see. There it is. All right, here we go. Some new merch we have coming. This is exciting. It's a nice little cat on a game table. That's fun. Okay, what else? Oh, sorry, we got more questions. What's SBG's plan moving forward regarding Discord age verification plan using IDs and AI? Will SBG consider moving to a different platform? I assume this means we'll start playing, think about moving to a different platform for the StartPlaying Game Master server. And right now, not at this time. One of the things that we've noticed is looking at a lot of legislation that the European Union and other countries, they're looking at a lot of very similar requirements. And so a lot of these other players in the Discord space will likely be following suit in some way or another. I am hoping that Discord maybe does something a little less invasive and they walk back some of their decisions. But right now at this time, we are more just monitoring to see like what's going to happen and what options kind of unfold. But we have no plans to change anything on the StartPlaying GM Discord server at this time. We will continue to add new platforms though, as GMs use new tools to manage their communities. And you know, at the very beginning, like, you know, who knows? Maybe everyone's going to start using Slack. You guys want to use Slack? We can use Slack at work and for play. What? No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. But So I don't really have a definitive answer for you right now. But right now, it's like we're monitoring the situation. You know, it's not like I can go and say Discord, don't do this. But right now, the Start Playing GM Discord is going to remain on Discord, and we'll just monitor the situation and kind of make decisions as we need to. Will you share if you move to a different platform? No, you'll just have to find us. It'll be a little game of cat and mouse. We'll give you a little puzzle. You have to find out where we went. No, of course, we'll tell you. If we move, it'll be like a whole thing. There'll be like an email. There'll be like a Discord message. There'll be like a push notification. There'll be all the things. We're moving to Blue Jeans. It'll just be it'll actually be Microsoft Teams. That's what it'll be. Okay. Dungeon Master Josh, is there a way to GMs to mark themselves interested in beta testing? So sometimes when we have beta testing, we put a thing out saying, hey, do you want to sign up for this? Other times it's the quality metrics things where we look for certain quality metrics, and those GMs get access to something. So it's you know, if you keep your eye on the Discord, that's how you'll be first to know. Or we sometimes email out a little form if you want to sign up for something. Let's see. Let's see. Is there a way? Do games set to all ages book better or worse than 18 plus? Is by far like 90% of games on Start Playing are 18 plus. Let's see. Question. In payout, there is no option to register in Brazil. Are there plans for making options in Brazil? Please. We just don't have a solution for that right now. It's a limitation by Stripe. There are a number of Brazilian GMs who found some workaways with third-party services. We just don't have any options that we can provide you at this time. You'll have to maybe work with some GMs who are from Brazil who have options. I can't offer you anything directly as the Start Playing rep. I guess that's what I guess you can call me the Start Playing rep. Let's see. Nina says, question, did I just see a badge? No, these are just art prints. These aren't badges. Okay, let's see. Back to other questions that were submitted. We have another, has SPG considered starting its own voice over IP platform for tabletop RPG gaming with the Discord blowback going on? No, I mean, it's one of the things that we are very focused on, like, hey, we want to do one thing very, very well, and that is be a great marketplace for finding these games. We don't want to enter into these other spaces because it requires so much more work that really just pulls away focus from our core product. And so we won't be working on that. And there's a lot of other solutions out there, and I just don't think that I don't think that's what our team wants to build. You know, and I think that there's probably another group of engineers and founders out there that like that's what they want to build, and I think that's what they should build. But it's like the same answer I give about like when people ask like, are you guys going to build a VTT? And I'm like, nah, like we don't want to build a VTT. We want to be a great resource for people who love to use a bunch of different VTTs, but I never want to close us off from that. Let's see. This is anonymous. I saw online someone discussing kids games. They mentioned how Start Playing is planning on vetting and background checking GMs for it, and that SBG is not equipped to do that. Do you have any solutions for this? Yeah, I mean, we're not equipped to do it. That's why we're hiring people to do it. We aren't doing the background checks ourselves. That's why we have a company that we're doing. So yeah, we're not equipped to do it. That's why we're working with a company that does it for us. I don't know. I don't know if there's a different way to answer this question, but yeah, the question is basically like, how, are we equipped to do background checks? I mean, no. I mean, we're a 10-person company, but the thing is, there's all these companies out there that do this, and they do it very well, and they've been doing it for years upon years upon years. So that's who we're going to be doing it with. We just create a partnership with them, and they already have all the inputs to all the different government agencies to provide these criminal background checks and these further background checks. what stuff is getting background checked? I don't have that in front of me. Gab does, but it's a criminal background check, and I think it's also a state background check. As we get closer to actually like launching, there's a few other things we're looking at. We're looking at some that can do vetting of qualifications. So like when you apply, again, let me also walk back a little bit. So how we think about things is first we like write out like a story path. Like, hey, how will someone use the site? And then we do user interviews. What do the users want with this feature? And then we try to work our way back to see how we'd have to build that. And then also we look at compliance in terms of service and all those things. Let's say people want GMs who have experience with kids. So that might be a GM who has already run D&D for kids elsewhere. Or it's a dungeon master who's also a teacher, so they work with kids. Or it's a dungeon master who was a scout master or a t-ball coach or things like that. We are also like looking into maybe services that help do verification of that work history. So like, I used to be a teacher. I used to coach here. I used to volunteer here. It'd be cool if we can have an external source that actually does that vetting for us and confirms that work history. Because background checks do work history, but also like if it's other things like accreditations, then you want to have that vetted because background checks usually don't do accreditations, right? So that kind of stuff, it'd be really good to have another service that does that work for us. So that's some of the stuff that we're exploring is like, hey, what services can do this for us? Let's see. Quadastar? I hope that answers your question. But the idea is like, if we're going to be stewards of children's games, like we're going to do the most we can. We've already looked at like some of the competitors out there, and like they're not doing nearly as much as we plan to. We want to make sure that like if we're going to be doing something for kids, we're not only being as safe as possible, but we're also like just going to be providing the best service as possible. Okay, next question. I saw this posted on Threads and would like you to comment on it. Yeah, as someone who's worked with kids for a decade or so, this is not the right platform for kids to play D&D. There are existing companies that provide this service already. StartPlaying as a marketplace is just not set up for kids. This is such a liability risk for them, and it's not going to provide the right kind of services that meet the standards of working with minors. I would say that's true right now because we did not build a service originally for minors. We built a service for adults. The idea is we are building a separate service that is now for kids. And there is a lot of other services out there, but I do not think that they are going to be hitting the levels of safety and the levels of quality that we want to. Again, I always think about like how cool it would have been if when I was a kid, if I had a D&D group, and I wish I did. That would have been awesome. And how many parents still reach out to us all the time asking if we do kids games? I know it's going to be a great thing for the community that's already like looking for this in our current like user base. But yeah, we're not set up for it. That's why we're building it. That's one of the big things is we also weren't built or set up to run, the biggest platform for D&D games or for Lancer games or any of these games, but we became it. We built it. And that's what we're going to do next. Let's see. Let's see. The classic advice of outsource things that you don't do well. One idea. Let's see. Okay. That is all the questions that I have in my in the Q&A office form on Google, and then it looks like that's all the questions. Or that's all the stuff I have in the office hours. So now it's any last questions y'all have for me before we wrap up. We got another 6 minutes before we wrap up for the day. That toy is definitely, yeah, Valentine found her squeaker, and she is like, I hid it from her because I knew I was going to be on this call. She found it. She found it. Dungeon Master Josh, I can make up some questions if you really want. Josh, fire away. This 6 minutes, but the next 5 minutes belongs to y'all. That office hours is to our community. It is for me to answer to all of you. TGFT Avern IRP. Will you be at PAX East? I will not. I think PAX East is at the same time as Emerald City Comic Con, that's where I'll be. Tomorrow's her day. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. She gets to celebrate. BitBloke is $25 becoming more or less popular. It's one of those things where as new GMs come, they start at a certain price, and as GMs stay, they kind of raise the price. So we're still seeing like the $20 being the site average. Are new niche systems rising in popularity compared to traditional D&D? I would. You want to come say hi? Come here. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Say hi, Valentine. Say hi. I mean, niche systems are growing, but they're not replacing D&D. D&D's popularity is still very, very strong. D&D's popularity has grown, but like we're not seeing people peel away from D&D. We're seeing like people maybe like stop playing D&D because they've been playing for 5 years, and then they're playing a new system. But more new people come into the ecosystem playing D&D. So like D&D is still the biggest system, and it still has the same share, but the amount of share of niche games is just huge. Imagine it this way. Imagine there's only 1,000 people that play games, right? And imagine that like 90% of those people are D&D, the other 10%, right? They're like, okay, so there's only 100 people that play niche games. But then imagine that's now 1 million, right? Now 100,000 people play niche games. That's a huge uptick. That's kind of the scale I'm trying to get to with some of the changes. Is you've seen niche games just have a bigger share of, not a bigger share of the pie, just that part of their pie has a larger mass. That's it, yeah. Let's see. For a new GM who can't get into the onboarding for another couple weeks, any advice you'd offer? Hobbit Guy 1 420. Nice. Go to Discord, type !tips, and then read that. Read every article it links to. Tim Tamaresh. Devin, has the album been released yet? We won't burn down the tavern. I don't know. I missed that. I don't often get to make office hours very late here. Tamaresh, no, but we have released an EP of the Adventure Calls Today on the Patreon for Total Park Chill. If you want to buy that, or if you're already a patron, you can get that song for free. But there are 2 more songs that Katie Day and the rest of her musician group are working on. And it's kind of in between projects. She is, of course, a full-time musician working and creating commercial music. And music's expensive. And so she's giving me a screaming deal, and she records work while in between work, because we don't want to we want to pay humans to do human work. And so I'm just waiting for her to finish up her next project so we can get another 2 songs done, and we'll release the entire song on Spotify. Are you going to ECCC? Yes. Question, do you need interns? I have some free time. We don't do interns. It's one of those things. Interns is supposed to actually cause you to actually slow down, because you have to train them. And we just don't have the time to be training folks right now, because we're so small and we're having so much that we need to be doing. And there's a lot that we want to get done this year, and there's a lot we want to impact on GMs. And we're hoping that all GMs see that happen for them this year. We always want to grow, and we want to see GMs themselves grow. On a previous office hours, you mentioned that you were trying to do something for GMs who have reached 1,000 games. Any update on this? Maybe. Check your email in a few weeks. Maybe. Shavek, question: have you ever had a dream that you could do so you could, if you ever want to have them, you do so? Yes. 2014 or 24, pulling up more players. 2024, way more players. Does SPG have a way yet to differentiate between 2014 and 2024? Yes. Question: I don't like posting a bunch of different hours for the same game. Will there be a way for me to show people that I'm willing to GM a different time? Is player bounties will solve? Sort of. You know, it's a solve for the player's focus, not the GM's focus. It's like what the player wants, not what the GM is offering, right? Let's see. Which of y'all is behind finally putting that search by the name in the listings? Give them all my love. The search by name. Oh yeah. I'll say Sarah and Hunter or Jeremy or I don't know. I don't know who did that. I actually don't know what feature that is. But if you're one of the first 500 GMs to hit 1,000, you get something special. And if you've already been hit that 1,000, you just have to wait because you'll get backfilled as well. For $1, name an employee. Sarah. Gab. Actually, I'm just going to name all the employees here live. Okay. I think that's it then. Team, thank you so much for joining me today for office hours. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. For those that are having a 3-day weekend, I hope you enjoyed. I hope all your games are full. I hope your listings are packed. And I hope your players are happy. Thank you so much. And I will see you soon at the next office hours. And until then, I'll see you in the Discord. Bye, y'all.